Now, if men start to marry for business, just as much as women are marrying for business, I think we probably have a lot less divorces.
So it's like we got to be dedicated to this.
Yeah.
Right? Not necessarily dedicated to making sure we stay in love, because that's going to come and go.
Mom, can I marry whoever I want?
No. Why would you want to? Don't you think that Daddy and I have figured it out? Like, you're going to find somebody on your own and then do what? It's going to be a mistake, you know.
I'll fall in love with them and marry them.
Oh my God, you did not use the L word. You know love doesn't last. You know what the saying is in life? Love makes you blind. Why you want to be blind when we are there to give you the vision?
But you've been married to Dad for 23 years.
Yes, and look how much happy we are. Look how much happy we are. We don't even say a word to each other. We are so happy.
So like the first thing that, what I'm gathering from that video is that she's basically trying to say, like, why would you want to marry for love when marrying for love is now the worst thing that you can do? Because it's the most inconsistent thing. And actually, people marrying for love has had more failures than they did successes. And the proof is in the pudding. We all know the numbers, right? So she's saying as an example, her and his father have been, it seems to be arranged marriage. And now that since they've been arranged marriage, they've grown to love each other and they've grown to become happy with what they were given. In which I always agree. Ask Alan, I've been saying arranged marriages work best, in my opinion. This is my opinion. And that's because that one thing I realize is people never know what they want. All right? And one of the worst things I've newly concluded is that we can tell people that you can do whatever you want and you can be whatever you want. No, you can't.
I was like, but you can't.
You can't be whatever you want to be. And you can't do whatever you want to do, and you can't choose whoever you want to choose. I'm not saying in the sense that, no, you don't have the ability. I'm saying that it will more likely be a failure than it will be a success. And I agree. Now, with that being said, I feel like back in the day, men and women married for business. In 2022, and I would also say probably within the last 70 years, let's go from like 1950s or so, men have been preconditioned to marry for love, while women have still been trained to marry for business. So men are the only ones marrying for love, and men are usually getting the short end of the stick, in my opinion. And it's because they're coming in with a different perspective, and they're not on the same page as the woman. Now, if men start to marry for business, just as much as women are marrying for business, I think we probably have a lot less divorces. I think that things will last a lot longer because everybody will have a good understanding of what they're going to be contributing to the family, to the legacy, and to each other. But when I'm a guy and I'm supposed to do all these things and jump through all these loopholes and burning hula hoops, right? Because I love you.
I love her, man.
I love her so much. And then the second I decide that I don't want to retire, you leave me.
And there it is.
Shout out to my boy.
All right, so I
had you and lost you.
No. I actually agree with the majority of what you said. And I've said these exact same things. I don't necessarily agree that marrying for love is the best move because, like in the video, love fades. You're in and out of love. So it's like if you don't love somebody, does that mean you should divorce? But I think you have to look at the bigger picture, like we were saying earlier. Like this is about us. Yeah. This is about the team. What is best for the team? Because at the end of the day, the team has a creed, the document. We're gonna build. We're gonna leave a legacy. We're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and it's outlined. You know what I mean? So it's like we got to be dedicated to this. Yeah. Right? Not necessarily dedicated to making sure we stay in love, because that's gonna come and go. It is what it is.
That's real couple goals.
Right. Exactly.
When you and your partner have a destination that you are going to go as a couple, that's a couple goal. Not displaying your love on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Not kissing each other and going on trips. That's not a couple goal. That's a fantasy.
The general understanding of love is that it's a feeling.
Yep.
And but I think in reality, love is more of an action. It's like, you know, because people want you to love them through the good, through the bad, through the bullshit, through the, you know, so feelings won't align with that. Only actions, because actions are intentional. I have to intentionally do something to show you that I love you, even though you just talk crazy to me, even though we got into it last night. You know, so I think that idealistically, love is a feeling, but in reality, I think it's an action. It's what we do.
Yep. And that's, if you think about it, that's what often happens. You know, when we sit back and we have people who have stories. And even myself, I've had stories who ended up dating a woman who endured the most for me. And, you know, it's only because I didn't understand that love was an action. You know, love requires many actions. One of them is strength. Another one is patience. Another one is forgiving. And another one is consistency. Those are 4 actions that need to be displayed whenever you love somebody. And if you are not possessing those actions, then it's just, you know, a word at that point. It's just a fabrication to make me feel or believe whatever ideology of love that I have. We go on and I got to the point where I hate when people try to change etymology for their own ideology, okay? I hate that. What is the core value of these words? Where did these words mean, intend to mean, and the origin of it?
What does Webster's dictionary say it is?
Yeah, and what does the Webster, before Webster, say it was?
Merriam, was it Merriam?
Merriam-Webster, whatever, whomever, right? But the thing is, like, when we say what is love, and it's like, because people grow up with these ideas of my definition of love.
Okay.
I need a woman who's gonna be an affectionate woman because I need a woman who's gonna, you know, do things that I ask her to do because my love language is acts of service.
Oh.
You understand? And no, you know what love is? Mm-hmm. Selflessness. Undeniable selflessness. It doesn't matter if I want to do it. It doesn't matter if I possess the ability to do it. I'm going to do it for you. I'm putting you before all. That's what men do when men love.
Relationship love we're talking about.
I'm not saying women don't, but what I will say is when men love, you can have the house. You can have the cars. You can have everything that I've worked for.
But I feel women do.
I'm not saying that women don't, Marie. I'm not going on. I'm just saying when men love, and I'm only speaking from a man's standpoint.
Fair.
You can have whatever the hell I got.
What you value. Because if a woman values financial stability, if a woman values the way a man treats her, like is gentle with her, is like, you know, understanding of, you know, her emotions or whatever.
If you have 90% of the things that I want,
But no
I'm
chemistry.
willing to overlook certain things, and I'm willing to
10%, yeah.
try to maybe work on the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? So if, you know, so that's what I think. A man, I think that they have to be attracted to the person, and they don't necessarily.
Then everything else comes after.
Yes.
Bullshit.
That's why they say that the man will leave the woman for that 10%, looking for that 10%, and then they'll come back because it's like that other woman has that 10%, but the 90% they might not necessarily have it.
And that 90% is what's important. I think that, like, remember, you actually just mentioned this about the, like your love language. What you value determines how someone has to act with you. It determines how they communicate with you. Because, like, let's say, if I don't value acts of service, you bringing the groceries in the house is not gonna faze me. You know, what's gonna faze me is like, can we lay up on the couch and watch a movie and eat hot Fritos? You know what I'm saying?
I believe this. Love language is bullshit.
Oh, wow.
Tell me why.
Love language is bullshit.
You heard it
Love
first.
language is another excuse for people to pick what they want. It's like, you know what? I really want to be a dentist until you're a goddamn dentist. I really want acts of service until she don't do physical touch and quality time. It's like I'm tired of everybody in the Western civilization, specifically, having this free will to try to pick what they want and not understand what they need. Listen, we had a prime example of a woman telling her children, look at me and your father. She didn't say look at me. Look at me and your father. We are happy. We've been married. They had an arranged marriage. I don't believe in mistakes. I don't believe in coincidences, right? I personally had the luxury of watching an arranged marriage from start to today, okay? And it is of a different ethnicity.
They're Indian, right?
Yes.
Because these people are Indian in that video.
And they're Indian. And you know what's crazy? As much as they might bicker and complain about each other, them two work. I don't know how it works out, but they work. And I think that what Americans and us, people who think that the world is in our hands, need to understand that we're tainted by our own experiences. You know why I value physical attraction? Because I had 7 others. So you know what? I'm not gonna not have it. If I tasted steak, you can't convince me to eat tofu. No offense to tofu and tofu
Never had
eaters.
tofu.
But like this is what I know. And this is why they say, like, I'm not gonna get religious, but most religions say never to marry out of wedlock. I mean, never to have sex out of wedlock. It's not just a thing because of babies and protection. No, it's because when you actually only have an experience with one person, your curiosity will not kill that cat. But when you've had the experiences of all these other luxuries or all these other lifestyles or all these other partners, you're always gonna think there's more, and that's a disease that we suffer from more.
Because if you go in knowing that, hey, the projection for jobs as an accountant are flat, they may not go up,
right,
but they definitely don't go down. You will always have a job as a bean counter. So that means if you go into an accounting program, you're likely to have to be able to build a decent life, right? As far as like your economics are concerned, right? Yeah. But if you go into med school, or you go into med school, but right now there's an oversaturation of doctors, which there's not in America.
There isn't.
Right.
Shortage.
Right. There's no shortage. But like if there's an oversaturation, you should be informed enough to think twice. Like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be pre-med. Maybe I shouldn't be taking chemistry 2 or
biology.
yeah, organic. That's the one. Organic. That's the one that be kicking everybody ass,
including me.
It's organic. So like I think that like we're not going into things informed, and I kind of think that's what the woman in the video was saying. She's like, we're the information. Right. Me and your daddy, we the information. Just listen to us. Here's the blueprint. We done it. You know, the mistakes have been made. The format, the protocol has been perfected. And here, you're welcome.
And it's like, bro, but you're not built for that.